Do y'all ever have one of those days where you walk out to your shop and there's so much to do that you don't even know where to start? This is one of those days. I'm Briley Taylor with 6 Feet Under Fab, and we're gonna be working on my Jeep J-10 project. So what I plan on doing today is starting on the disassembly of the truck. I really want to sink my teeth into this project as much as I can. I want to basically just get bare frame on the front and bare frame on the rear. So basically take the bed off and take the hood, fenders, grill, inner fenders, and then the grill support. Basically just take everything off. That way I can go ahead and take this tired inline six out. Now this isn't necessary to take the motor out, but I just find that it's a lot easier to not have to work around the inner fenders and stuff like that. And that way I can really get in and look at the frame and make sure that the frame is good. I may actually end up taking the cab off of the truck at some point, but we will see. It's just one of those things. I'm just gonna start tearing stuff apart until something inside me tells me to stop. So if you happen to find yourself at this point in your project, if I could give you any advice, it would be get some black coffee in a Lego coffee cup and just get to work. So I think I'm gonna start in the rear of the truck. I want to get this bed off just because, like I said, I want to just look at the frame, make sure everything's good with that. So whenever I crawled up underneath it, I realized that it is very, very rusted and it is very, very pieced together. As I don't know if y'all can see, but right there you can see where it is scabbed in. Like I said in a previous video, I believe a tree fell on the truck and then they bought another J-10, swapped in a front end off of that, and then they scabbed in this bed panel over there, and they did a very, very not ideal job whenever they were putting that on, because obviously they didn't even weld in that crack right there where my finger is. And then up underneath, it's even worse. It is like where they scabbed it in up underneath has started rusting. So this bed is just this Frankenstein of a bed. And to be honest with you, I could just go to BJ's Off-Road or somewhere like that and just get a whole section of bed, cut this out and replace it, but somebody's already done that on the opposite side with another bed, and it's one of those things, if I really, really wanted to fix it, I could, but this one is just so far gone. I don't know if me wanting to do it is strong enough. So that's why I want to go ahead and take this bed off, flip it upside down, and really look at it before I make any, flatbed decisions. So the first thing that I'm going to do is get this bed rack out of the way. Now I'm gonna work on getting this tailgate off, and it's stuck on the driver's side. I did take some WD-40 and spray inside, but and let it sit for a couple of days, hoping that I would just be able to open it up for the video, but I guess I was wrong there. So I'm gonna take these 4 Phillips head screws out. There's 2 rods that go from each side, and what this does, whenever you pull it, it just twists those rods, and then that releases the mechanism and lets the tailgate fall. But I did spray these with PB Blaster, so hopefully they go ahead and go out. That one was loose at the bottom there. I never thought these would come out as easy as they are. One more. Sweet. All right, so now you can kind of, okay, so it's got a hook. So that little J hook right there goes into this mechanism, and what that does is whenever you pull the handle, this goes like that, and then there's a rod right there that goes to that side. So there's just rods that just do like this whenever you pull the handle. Hopefully I can. Hold on, I have an idea. Ah! It worked. So now you can really see how bad that bed is in here. All this was rusted right there, and they came back with a piece of raw metal and they welded in on both sides. Now I'm going to take the tailgate off. I'm going to pull this out like that, and then this comes right off. I'm going to hang on to those, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just pick up, going out, comes right off, comes right off. And now I should be able to pop it right out, like so. So now that the tailgate's out of the way, I can focus on getting the gas tank out. But I definitely need to drop the gas tank just because it's very dirty on the inside. It's been clogging up fuel filters. So every time I get this Jeep to run, it just clogs up a fuel filter, and it just needs to be dropped, either replaced or cleaned a lot. All right, so we were about to go up under the truck, and you can see here all the rust that I'm up against. I gotta fix that. You can see where they scabbed in that bed and how terrible that is. Oh man, there's the gas tank. So it don't look that bad, but it just needs to be dropped and everything like that to clean out. But it's got, I think it's 4 bolts that are holding it in, supporting it. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to get to those bolts. I'm going to show you what I got going on. So I actually cut the dry rotted fuel filler hoses, and then I got my 4-wheeler / motorcycle jack supporting the gas tank. Those things are perfect for gas tanks removal. And now I just got 2 more bolts back here I have to take out, and then the gas tank should come right out. All right, hopefully y'all can see under here. So these are the 2 bolts right there that I'm going after, and they are 9/16, and I gotta get this lovely dirt dauber nest off. Look at that. So now I can just reach up under here and come on, baby. That one. Sorry for the bad camera angle, but I don't want a camera anywhere near this. So I'm going to try to lower this gas tank down. Okay, so I've got the bread box out of the way, and now you can kind of see that the tank will hopefully come down now. All right, so a bunch of roaches came out. It was really gross. And there's a bunch of roach crap. I just want to work on one vehicle that doesn't have roaches.
Sounds like bugs.
Please. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Not gonna lie, that took a lot more effort than I was willing to put into it. And then all these roach carcasses and roach poop fell all over me. See them right there? absolutely hate cockroaches. And they just fell all over me.
I got the poo on me.
So now that the gas tank is out of the way, I can come up under here and figure out how I'm gonna get this bed off. And it looks like this bed has been off before, because I went and looked at all these and they're different sizes. But so you've just got a bolt right here that is basically just holding on the bed to the frame. This is obviously the bed portion right there. So I'm just gonna go around and take all of these bolts off and see if we can go ahead and get this bed off. Honestly, I think it looks better already. So with this bed off, you can really get in here and see exactly how rough everything is. Like, I'm gonna have to get all of this off and paint it. Great, I was hoping it'd be a little better condition than this, but it is what it is. The first thing is everything is just covered in this gross, dirty rust. I'm gonna have to sand that all, or I'm gonna have to grind that all off and then paint it. And then another thing is, what is that? What is that? What is that? Whenever they lifted the truck, they didn't want to buy more shocks, so they just extended them. Yeah, and then this rear bumper is bent. Apparently this has been in a wreck or something, because it looks like the frame, you see it's bent there. And then it's actually got a divot in the frame. You can't really tell on camera, but this is all bent. Don't know what happened there. And then this Reese hitch, something, it's got to go. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do, because I'm not gonna run this old crappy bumper, and then obviously it's bent, and then the bumper is bent. Everything from like here back is bent. So I could straighten it out, but for the route that I'm going, I think I'm just going to go to the point of no return and just cut right here and just get rid of all this garbage. Basically, I'm just going to be bobbing the frame pretty much. So whether or not I go with that bed eventually or a custom flatbed, I'm gonna have a bobbed bed look either way. Like if this bed was fine, I still would cut it up and bob it. It's not like I'm doing something that I'm gonna regret. This is what I would have done either way. I would have just cut it right behind the leaf spring. One thing I have a question on for the J-10 guys, are these tabs right here factory? I've looked up online and I don't really see them, but check this out. It looks like there was a whole bracket right there. Unless they just cut everything off the frame and then lowered it down. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what's going on here, because it looks like that is the case. I don't believe this right here is factory, so there's a lot of custom work going on. I'm gonna go ahead and bob this frame. To be honest with you, already I'm excited about this. This looks 1,000 times better to me than what it did. But it still needs a lot of work, but we're definitely in the right direction. So I can kind of show you here where the frame is actually bent. So I actually beat on it with a hammer to get it back straightish, but you can see I'm gonna have to heat that up and kind of straighten that back out. And then I'm going to be incorporating all this. I'm gonna be tying this together before it's said and done. So I'm definitely not anywhere close to being finished with this rear right here. I thought about go ahead and cutting these off, but I may just wait. But look how cool this looks. I think it's just the super swampers that make it look really cool. And I'll show you the bed right here. So I found just doing the X's in the beds, that really helps getting the beds off, just because it folds in the corners just a little bit, just enough where it'll pick up off the frame real easy. But you can kind of tell some of the spots, like right here, this was already cracked. So I didn't crack it taking it off, because you can see there was rust right there. So I didn't break these tack welds, something else did. And then something else, so I got bored and I started pulling this piece of metal up, and look at that. So this bed is pretty much garbage. So I'm definitely not getting rid of this bed just because it's cool, and I may just kind of slowly build it. I have pretty much completely destroyed my shop. I mean, there is rust and dirt and bugs everywhere, and I've got to clean this up before I can do anything else. Got everything sweeped up underneath, and I did go around with the shop vac and just get a lot of the gunk and stuff that was in the corners, because every time I touch this thing, stuff just falls to the floor, and it's getting on my nerves. With this bed out of the way, it really opens up a lot of windows for opportunity here. So I can obviously see that my leaf spring is bent. I can see that all of this needs to be replaced. I found out that my frame was bent back here. And it also gives us a huge opportunity to be able to roll this out of the shop, hit this with a grinder all the way around, and then actually paint it the way that it should be. And that's inside of the frame, on top, just all around the frame, painting it. But I'm not gonna do that until I get the whole front end off right here.